5 seconds. 5 seconds. It only took 5 seconds for Meliodas to fucking spank Galan like it was nothing. 5 seconds. That's it. Like, Merlin lets Meliodas know, it takes 10 seconds for me to teleport you back once I get you there. And 5 seconds on a 1v1, Meliodas versus Galan. Galan, he was shit. He was shit tier. Oh my god. Oh my god. This chapter, holy shit. What this chapter really is, okay? It's a chapter for us, as the reader, to really realize how strong Meliodas is. Like, that's kind of what this chapter's for. That's what it is there. Since Meliodas has now obtained his power he lost, to see what he just did to Galan, just fucking punches him in the face, and you see blood just spewing out of his damn armor, and he falls and collapses to the ground. His freaking face is just punched in. Oh, this chapter was a great demonstration to how OP Meliodas is, because if you think about it, Meliodas has always had this strength about him throughout the entire series, and it was not really hidden at all. We all knew about it. And then to see now he finally has obtained this power, and what he just did is crazy. I don't think he can take on all 10 commandments. I don't think he can. I mean, in a 1v1, Meliodas stands a good chance, but when it comes to, like, 10v1, nah. Even 2v1, I highly doubt he'd be able to win. But just to see what he did, we also have to factor in that Galan isn't at peak capacity with his power. I mean, that is something we really need to factor in when it comes to what Meliodas just did to Galan. Galan is at, like, the lowest of the low when it comes to his power. All of the 10 commandments are at the lowest of the low. They're nowhere near the power they should be. And so if you actually factor all that in, Galan necessarily might not have gotten wrecked if Meliodas, would have fought him in those 5 seconds if he had his full power. For instance, if Galan had his maximum potential and he fought Meliodas, I don't know if the fight would have been the same. It might have been 10 seconds. Who knows? I mean, we don't really know, but the fact still stands. 5 fucking seconds is all it took for a low power leveled Galan just to get crushed to the ground like it was nothing. And then you had to where Fraudrin and all that was like, what the fuck's going on here? Just this chapter is so damn hype. It's so freaking hype. Taizai. Taizai greatness. Taizai fucking greatness. This is why we love Taizai, man. Okay, so what the chapter was, besides the measuring of the power level to see how strong Meliodas is and how he stacks up to the 10 commandments, we also have it to where this is a war declaration. For instance, Meliodas says to all 10 commandments, like, this is a warning. All of you, let's make peace. You guys just back the fuck up, okay? Back the fuck up. Let's make peace. We had a war 3,000 years ago. We don't need this again. We don't need this shit at all. Just back off. Live your lives the way you want to live it. And just don't harm everybody, okay? That's kind of what Meliodas was saying. And he's like, if you continue to want to go down this path and you want to fight, my 7 deadly sins, my group, will fuck you up. That's kind of what Meliodas said. So, that right there, fucking said and done. Like, this chapter, it begins this arc. Like, this is the beginning of this arc, because everything else before this chapter, when it came to this arc, was the prologue. The prologue to the events to come. And now with this, yeah. The thing is, Meliodas needs to really realize that all of his sins are not really meshed together well at the moment. I mean, Bon is playing dead at the moment in the Fairy Forest. I mean, you have Dwarf King, he's kind of not really like a Meliodas at the moment. Galather, he's kind of like shady as fuck. And then Diane, we know what's going on with Diane and memory loss and different things like that. So there's a lot of issues going on, and Meliodas really can't back up all those claims at the moment because there's a lot of rifts between the sins. But at the moment, though, chapter badass. Like, there's no other way to describe the chapter. It's a badass fucking chapter that is going to be very, 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 very amazing for a lot of people. For instance, depending when you read this or whatever, I bet this is making you jump in your damn seat and you're like, oh my fucking god! Because I know I was, man. When I sat down and read this chapter, I'm like, I was not prepared. I was not prepared what I saw in this chapter. Like, I was not prepared to see Galan get his face crushed in by Meliodas. I don't think any of us expected something like that. Did anyone? Anyone expect that? No? Yeah, I didn't either. So, yeah. Taizai, on point. On fucking point. Might be chapter of the week. We don't know. I mean, if One Piece follows up with Kaido, there's a good chance One Piece might be the chapter of the week. But for now, when it comes to shonen, weekly shonen, Taizai is going to be pretty damn hard to beat this week. Because that fucking chapter of Taizai is freaking good. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.